Kim, and today we are going to talk about something that I get asked a lot about. What's in my camera bag? This is the actual bag. I kind of like a backpack style bag more because I feel like when you're running around on weddings or like shoots where you have to be carrying all your gear, having like a satchel style bag just really ends up hurting your shoulders at the end of the day. When you've got like a backpack on, obviously the weight's distributed evenly and it just feels a lot better. This one is from Ona and I absolutely love it because it doesn't look like a camera bag, because when I shoot, like, my favorite style is just to like run around and have no one know that I'm actually taking photos. So this bag is really great because you could just carry it around in your day-to-day. It doesn't obviously look like a camera bag. It's water resistant. It's super comfortable when you wear it, and yeah, I absolutely love it. I can't remember what the model is called, but it's from Ona. Not sponsored. I just love this bag a lot. So, anyways. In terms of cameras, I have two cameras that I shoot with. The Nikon D850, which is my main camera, and I absolutely love it. It's like my favorite camera I've ever owned. It's just so easy to use. Has lots of awesome features like video, taking photos. It's just, I find it really intuitive. It's great because you can use your phone as a remote. One of my favorite cameras that I've ever used. This is my backup camera, the Nikon D700. This camera has been like all around the world with me for so many years and for so long, and it is still working and it is still a great camera. I don't really shoot with it that much anymore unless it's on a wedding, then I'll use it as my backup camera, but still a super awesome camera. Now let's talk lenses. This is 85 1.8, and it's one of my favorite workhorse lenses because it just works really well for pretty much everything. It makes portraits look great, gives you really beautiful bokeh. I usually shoot at f1.8 because I just really love that look, or f2. If you don't know what any of those numbers mean, you can watch my video on camera basics. I'll link it below. Yeah, so the 85mm, I love prime lenses. I pretty much only shoot with prime lenses. A prime lens is when it has just one focal length and it does not zoom. I love them just for the sharpness and clarity, and also because it kind of forces you to move around a little bit. Like maybe if you want to get in closer, instead of just zooming in and out, like you actually have to get closer to what you're shooting and vice versa. And I find sometimes when you do that, it kind of just helps you sort of see things from a different angle and gives you a different perspective, which is always really good. Their favorite lens, the Nikon. This is the 50mm. Same thing, it's a prime lens. The 50 is really great for just shooting pretty much everything. Like if you have to go somewhere you could only bring one lens, the 50 is probably what I would bring because it's really great in like smaller spaces as well as larger ones, and just gives you a really nice, clean, crisp, clear look. It's awesome for portraits because it's really easy to get like your subject in focus, that beautiful blurred out background, and it's just a really good all-round lens. They're also really cheap too, which is awesome because I've actually broken a couple. And so you can just purchase a new one pretty easily because they're not that expensive, which is always nice. Don't drop your lenses. The other lens that I've been really loving at the moment is the 35mm 1.8. Can't show it to you because it's on the camera right now. The 35mm is like, it's great because it's kind of what your eye would see naturally when you're looking at things in the world. And I just really love it because it's just a really great way to be able to capture like exactly what you're seeing as you see it. It's awesome in smaller spaces because it does give you quite a wide angle, but with pretty much little to no distortion. Like you won't get that fisheye look that you kind of get from shorter depth of field lenses sometimes, or shorter focal lengths. Great for shooting landscapes, and I really like it for shooting portraits as well because it kind of allows you to get pretty close to your subject, as well as on portrait shoots I feel like I'm always running like to the subject back and forth. With the 35 it kind of helps like small in that distance that I'm running back and forth, so I find it's just a really great all-rounder lens. I realize I did say that about all of the lenses, but those are the lenses that I just really love shooting with, and I don't really bother with anything else. The only time that I would sort of use, the only time that I would really like how I differentiate with which one I'm going to shoot is kind of like, I find when you're shooting couples, it's a lot easier to use the 35 or the 50, whereas if I'm shooting just like one single person, I find the 85 really great. Also, if it's even like a little bit getting dark out or anything, like I'd probably rather use the 35 or the 50, just so that you just kind of got like more light coming into the lens. In terms of anything else that I use, obviously I edit with Lightroom and Photoshop. I'm working on a Mac computer, and that's kind of it. That's the tricks of the trade. You don't need a huge kit to take really good photos. 1 or 2 lenses is totally fine. I'd recommend, if you're just purchasing a camera for the first time, like, don't get one with a kit lens. Like, it seems like a good idea at the time, but I really think you'll get a lot more out of just purchasing like a body and like a 50mm or a 35mm, and both those lenses are relatively quite inexpensive, and I just think they give like a way nicer look than the lens that's going to come with your camera. Those are kind of my main tips. Let me know if you've got any questions. I'll see you next time. Bye!